Let me tell you something. Life has a way of revealing truth, no matter how hard someone tries to hide it. See, a narcissist, oh, they can charm, manipulate, and deceive. But there's one thing they can't outrun, one thing they can't outsmart, and that's the hand of God. God is always watching, always working. He doesn't need to rush, because he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, everyone here speaks honestly, with no helmets on. Now you might look around and think, why do they keep getting away with it? Why does it seem like life is working in their favor? But trust me, God always has a plan. And tonight, we're going to talk about the 5 powerful things he always does to the narcissist. These are lessons, not just for them, but for all of us. A narcissist often thrives on their ability to manipulate and deceive, creating an illusion that hides their true intentions and character. They present themselves as charming, confident, and even selfless, convincing others to trust them. But what many fail to realize is that God sees beyond the facade. While it may seem that their actions go unnoticed or unchecked, God works on his own timeline, and his timing is always perfect. The person who has been stripped of love in the midst of tenacity, the person who is most and truly loved, he allows certain situations to unfold, not to punish immediately, but to reveal the truth at the right moment, when it can serve the greatest purpose. Exposing a narcissist's true nature is not an event that happens by accident or coincidence. It's often a process orchestrated by God to serve as a lesson or wake-up call for everyone involved. The narcissist might feel untouchable as they continue their patterns of manipulation, thinking they are invincible. They thrive on their ability to control others, carefully constructing a narrative where they always appear to be the victim or the hero. However, this illusion is temporary. God allows them to dig their own pit by letting them continue in their ways. As they persist in their actions, the weight of their lies, deceit, and arrogance grows heavier, and eventually, their own choices set the stage for their downfall. God doesn't rush to expose the narcissist because his plan involves more than just revealing the truth. It's about timing the exposure to achieve the maximum impact, both for the narcissist and for those around them. Sometimes people who are manipulated by a narcissist are not ready to see the truth. They may be blinded by loyalty, love, or fear. God works in the background, preparing their hearts and minds so that when the narcissist's true nature is revealed, they are ready to accept it. This ensures that the exposure leads to growth, healing, and ultimately freedom for those who have been trapped in the narcissist's web. The exposure itself often comes in ways the narcissist least expects. It could be through their own words, actions, or a situation they thought they had full control over. God uses circumstances to shine a light on their behavior, removing the veil they worked so hard to maintain. It's as if the very tools they use to manipulate others become the instruments of their exposure. Their lies begin to unravel, their charm fades, and their true motives become impossible to hide. The people around them start to see the patterns, connecting the dots that were previously hidden in plain sight. God's exposure of a narcissist is not just about justice. It's also a moment of truth. It serves as an opportunity for the narcissist to reflect on their actions and possibly change, though not all will take this chance. It also brings clarity to the people they have deceived, allowing them to break free from the manipulation and begin their own journey of healing. The exposure is not rushed, nor is it delayed unnecessarily. It happens when the time is right, ensuring that the lessons learned resonate deeply and lead to lasting transformation for everyone involved. A narcissist often walks through life convinced that their actions are untouchable, hidden beneath layers of manipulation and self-promotion. They carefully craft their image, projecting charm, intelligence, and power, all while concealing their true motives and intentions. To the outside world, they may seem successful, admirable, or even trustworthy. Yet, beneath the surface lies a character built on control, deceit, and self-interest. Decide disagreement. What the narcissist often forgets, however, is that God sees everything, every thought, every motive, and every hidden agenda. While it may appear as though they thrive unchecked, God allows their actions to continue for a time, knowing that he will expose them when it matters most. This process of exposure is not immediate because God operates on a timeline far greater than human understanding. He allows certain events and circumstances to unfold that serve a purpose beyond our comprehension. The delay in exposing the narcissist is often a test of patience and faith for those who have suffered under their control. It's also an opportunity for growth, as God prepares the hearts and minds of those affected to see the truth clearly and act upon it. If the exposure were to happen too soon, it might be dismissed or misunderstood. God's perfect timing ensures that when the narcissist's true nature is revealed, it leaves no room for doubt. The ways in which God exposes a narcissist are often unexpected. Their carefully constructed image begins to crack, often due to their own actions. Pride, which is at the core of narcissism, becomes their downfall. In their arrogance, they overstep boundaries, make careless mistakes, or reveal inconsistencies that others begin to notice. They may become overly confident, believing their lies will never catch up to them, but God uses this overconfidence to bring about their exposure. Sometimes it's a single event, a moment where their mask slips, that becomes the turning point. Other times, it's a series of smaller events that gradually reveal the truth to those around them. The exposure itself is often painful but necessary. It may involve betrayal being uncovered, lies being brought to light, or hidden intentions being revealed in ways that are undeniable. For those who have been manipulated or controlled by the narcissist, this moment can feel like a mix of relief and devastation. Relief, because the truth is finally out. Devastation, because the person they trusted or admired is not who they thought. Yet even in this pain, there is purpose. God uses the exposure to bring healing and clarity to the lives of those affected. It's a chance to break free from the lies and begin rebuilding with truth as the foundation. For the narcissist, the exposure is often a moment of reckoning. It strips away the power they once held and forces them to confront the consequences of their actions. While some may use this moment to reflect and change, others may resist, doubling down on their behaviors. Regardless of their response, the exposure serves as a reminder that no one can outsmart God's justice. A narcissist builds their life on deception, relying on manipulation, lies, and control to maintain their facade of power and perfection. They may appear confident and untouchable, convincing others to see only what they want them to see. But God sees everything. He looks past the surface into the depths of their heart, knowing their true intentions. While it may seem like the narcissist is succeeding without consequence, God is never idle. He allows the narcissist's behavior to continue for a season, not because he approves of it, but because he has a plan to expose their true nature at the exact right time. This process of exposure is a deliberate act of God's wisdom. By allowing the narcissist to continue their destructive behavior, he ensures that their actions pile up to a point where the truth becomes undeniable. Their manipulative tactics, their lies, and their schemes create a foundation that eventually collapses under its own weight. God's timing is not rushed, because he knows that revealing the truth too soon might not have the same impact. Instead, he waits until the moment when the exposure will bring clarity, justice, and transformation to those who have been affected. Often, the narcissist's exposure is brought about by their own arrogance. Their inflated sense of self leads them to overestimate their abilities and underestimate the intelligence of those around them. They believe their lies are foolproof, their manipulation undetectable. This overconfidence causes them to make mistakes, errors in judgment, contradictions in their stories, or careless actions that draw attention to their true character. God uses these moments to begin the process of unveiling the truth, often in ways the narcissist least expects. What they once thought was under their control starts slipping through their fingers as their actions and words start to contradict the image they've worked so hard to maintain. As their true nature is revealed, those around the narcissist begin to see the patterns they previously overlooked. People who were once blinded by charm or fear start to connect the dots, realizing the extent of the manipulation and deceit they've been subjected to. God allows this awakening to happen in stages, ensuring that the exposure is not only undeniable, but also transformative for everyone involved. The narcissist's actions become the very tools that lead to their downfall as their lies and schemes unravel in full view of those they sought to control. For the narcissist, the exposure is a moment of reckoning. It disrupts their carefully curated image, leaving them vulnerable and stripped of the power they once held over others. God uses this moment not only to bring justice, but also to provide an opportunity for repentance and change. For those who are deceived, the exposure brings freedom and clarity. It allows them to break free from the chains of manipulation and start rebuilding their lives on a foundation of truth. God's timing is perfect, ensuring that the exposure serves as a lesson for everyone involved, showing that no one can escape his justice and wisdom. A narcissist thrives on control, weaving a web of lies and manipulation to create an illusion of power and perfection. They often present themselves as confident, successful, or even selfless, using these traits to mask their true intentions. To the world, they seem untouchable, as though their actions are without consequence. But what they fail to understand is that nothing escapes the sight of God. He sees every thought, every motive, and every action, no matter how deeply it is buried. While the narcissist may appear to prosper, God allows them to continue for a time, knowing that their true nature will be revealed in His perfect timing. God's process of exposing a narcissist is deliberate and purposeful. It's not rushed, nor is it random. He allows events to unfold in a way that serves a greater purpose. Often this means letting the narcissist's actions build up to a point where their downfall is unavoidable. Their lies become tangled, their manipulations grow more obvious, and their arrogance blinds them to the consequences of their choices. God's timing ensures that when the exposure happens, it is undeniable and impactful, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. The exposure often begins subtly, with small cracks forming in the narcissist's carefully constructed facade. Their pride and overconfidence lead them to believe they are invincible, that their actions will never catch up to them. But God uses their own arrogance against them. They begin to make mistakes, slipping up in their lies, contradicting themselves, or underestimating the intelligence of those they seek to control. These errors may seem minor at first, but they set the stage for the truth to come to light in a way that no one can ignore. As their actions begin to unravel, those around the narcissist start to see the patterns that were once hidden. The charm that once blinded people begins to fade, and the manipulations become clear. God prepares the hearts and minds of those affected, ensuring they are ready to recognize the truth when it is revealed. This preparation is crucial, because without it, the exposure might be met with denial or disbelief. God's perfect timing allows the truth to not only be seen, but also fully understood by everyone involved. The narcissist's exposure is often dramatic, brought about by their own actions. What they thought was their strength, their ability to deceive and manipulate, becomes the very thing that leads to their downfall. Their lies unravel, their intentions are laid bare, and their power over others crumbles. God orchestrates this process so that the exposure serves a greater purpose, bringing justice to the situation and freedom to those who have been trapped under the narcissist's control. For those affected by the narcissist's behavior, the exposure is a moment of liberation. It allows them to step out of the shadows of deception and into the light of truth. They are no longer bound by the lies and manipulation that once controlled them. God's timing ensures that this moment is not only a revelation, but also an opportunity for healing and growth. Second, the narcissist, stripped of their facade, is left to face the consequences of their actions, proving that no one can escape God's justice. A narcissist thrives in the shadows of deception, building their life on manipulation, lies, and selfish ambition. To the outside world, they appear polished and charming, carefully crafting an image that hides their true intentions. They thrive on controlling others, feeding their ego through false narratives and calculated actions. But no matter how carefully they hide their true self, they cannot escape the all-seeing eyes of God. He observes every motive, every scheme, and every false word. While it may seem that the narcissist is succeeding without consequence, God operates on his own timeline, knowing exactly when and how to reveal the truth. The exposure of a narcissist's true nature is a process rooted in divine wisdom. God doesn't rush to uncover their behavior because his plan involves more than just exposing their wrongdoing. It's about allowing their actions to reach a point where their own choices lead to their undoing. The narcissist's pride becomes their downfall as they grow increasingly confident in their ability to manipulate and deceive. They believe their lies will never catch up to them, that they are untouchable. But in their arrogance, they often underestimate the divine orchestration at work behind the scenes. God uses circumstances to shine a light on the narcissist's behavior, allowing their actions to expose them. They may slip up in their lies, contradict themselves, or push someone too far, causing those around them to see the truth. What was once hidden in the shadows begins to come into the light. The narcissist, in their overconfidence, often becomes careless, believing they can maintain control indefinitely. But God allows these small cracks in their facade to grow until the entire structure collapses, revealing their true nature. For those who have been manipulated or hurt by the narcissist, the process of exposure can be both painful and freeing. It's difficult to reconcile the truth with the image they once believed in, but God works to prepare their hearts and minds to see things clearly. He ensures that the exposure happens at the right time, so that the people affected are not only ready to accept the truth, but also to act on it. This timing is critical because an early or rushed exposure might lead to confusion or denial. God waits until the narcissist's actions have built up enough evidence that the truth is undeniable. The exposure often comes in unexpected ways, leaving the narcissist unprepared and unable to control the narrative. Their lies unravel in front of the people they once deceived, and their true character is revealed. What they thought was their strength, their ability to manipulate and control, becomes their greatest weakness. God ensures that their actions become the very tools of their undoing, making it clear to everyone that his justice cannot be escaped. While the narcissist may have believed they were untouchable, God's perfect timing reveals the truth in a way that is both powerful and undeniable. In the end, we must remember that God's justice is perfect, his timing is precise, and his wisdom is beyond our comprehension. No matter how much power, control, or deception a narcissist may wield, they cannot escape the truth. God sees everything, and in his perfect timing, he exposes the lies, humbles the proud, and brings freedom to those who have suffered. The exposure of a narcissist serves as a powerful reminder that no one can stand above God's authority and justice. For those who have been hurt, it is a message of hope, healing, and restoration. And for the narcissist, It is a chance to confront the truth, seek repentance, and change. In God's hands, every situation is turned into an opportunity for redemption, growth, and victory. Trust in Him and know that His justice will always prevail.